Greetings, everyone. You're with Tanisha Ali of Tanisha's Locks, Beauty Tips, and Potpourri. I'm not supposed to be on here today. I'm at home in bed because I wouldn't sit down and I pulled this rotator cuff thingy again. So, anyway, I can't sit still or I choose not to. So, somehow I'm always drawn to something related to Sisterlocks. Probably because I find myself constantly picking lint. So the more lint I pick, the more I want to learn why I'm the only one who's picking lint. So I start to go on a search, and here we end up. Today's topic is very important, though. I have several topics I'm going to talk about over the next several videos. Everything is not going to be in this one, so you'll need to stay tuned. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I never tell people to subscribe, not anymore, because I figure if something is of value, you're going to subscribe. I feel ridiculous telling you to subscribe because if I see something of value, I know I'm going to subscribe. So that whole thing you hear everybody saying, don't forget to hit the button, don't forget, it sounds ridiculous to me. But I'm going to say it anyway. Don't forget to subscribe. All right, so I find myself today, you see the lint? Yep, I know y'all can see it, right? I'm picking stuff out. You see this piece of lint, right? Okay, to find out the most new information on lint, and this is very much new information, and to prove to you, for those of you who don't believe me about lint, I'm going to have a special guest coming on shortly. She's going to talk to you about lint, and if I can't get her, you're going to hear from me again about lint. All right, so I end up today asking questions because after watching some videos online, I have some questions. So where do I go this time? I go straight to the horse's mouth. I go straight to the Sisterlocks site to see if anything has changed since the last time I was at the site. Here's my interlude. I want you to hear this. I want you to hear it very well. When you watch my videos, I don't want you to get the wrong impression about me. I am not here to bash the Sisterlocks brand. I love my Sisterlocks, okay? That's the first thing. Number two, I am not here to blindly support the Sisterlocks brand. All right? We need analytical minds at the table to look at things and to discuss things because of buyer beware, because the responsibility is on the consumer. I am here to pull diverse information from various research sources and to present that information as objectively as possible with my opinion. Let me say that again. I am here to find out what the lay of the land is, to do the research from individuals, from consultants, from other people, and to present that information as objectively as I can, although that information is for sure going to conflict, to present it according to my opinion so that hopefully you can form your opinion. Your opinion does not have to be my opinion. You do not have to be on this channel necessarily to agree with me. I hope that you're here on the channel to take this journey just like me, because it really is a journey. It's a journey because we're finding out new things every day. We're finding out new things as you go through your lock sojourn. The other reason why I want to say that is, although I don't have a lot of this on my channel, every now and then I get a few trolls who leave comments, and I really don't respond to them. I really don't like to because it draws in negative energy and it's a waste of my time. I think it was Michael Beckwith who said mediocrity attacks excellence, and I really believe that. So I don't like to spend a lot of time on it. But I will say this, you don't have to agree with me. I don't want you to agree. But this is not a pulpit for you either. Don't bring your crap to my channel. Okay? Don't bring it over here, because all I'm going to do is delete your comments. I'm not interested in you trying to argue with me. Start your own channel. Create your own content. All right? I am here to learn. All right? And so I want everybody to be clear on that. I'm not here to force my views on you. I'm not here for you to take what I do and go do to your hair and then later come back and complain. I'm here as a source of information to relate my experience. Whatever you do with that information is on you. But I will promise you this. This is my promise to you. All right? For as long as I'm in here on this channel and for as long as I am on this Sisterlocks sojourn. You can count on me to tell you the truth as I see the truth, but the truth as in the facts, that as I find them. I don't plan on trying to shape the truth to continue to support even what I may have said on a previous video. And here's why I'm saying that. Let's say, for example, in this Sisterlocks thing that I'm going through with my lint, somewhere on the journey, I decide, okay, it's my Miracle-Gro solution that's creating this lint problem. This is why I have it more than anybody else, even though I'm the only one that can see it. I'm not going to keep, that video may stay up, but I may add something to the video, and I may say, it is my belief at this time that my Miracle-Gro product could potentially be a lint magnet. Stay tuned, or be cautious, or use at your own discretion. I'm not going to continue putting out information as it is revealed to me if it is somehow may jeopardize your journey, if it comes to my attention. I am here to tell you the truth and to be honest about that. I have not found that about my my product, as a matter of fact. But I will tell you this, like I've said before, and I said this in a lot of other videos. I don't know if I've said it in that video. You have to use these products according to how your hair responds. I always tell you that. There is no one way that hair responds to products, which is why the Sisterlocks brand can stop saying you need to use these products. I don't care what anybody says on the planet. There is no one way to do anything in your life. There's no one way to make love. There's no one way to have a baby. There's no one way to get lint in your hair. There's no one way to do something right, and there's no one way to do something wrong. It's relative and it's subjective, and there are too many infinite possibilities to put yourself in a box. And you know I don't believe in boxes. I'm going to give you an analogy before I dig into this topic, and then I'm going to make it short and get off of here and do a part 2 video. Think about when you go to take some medication. For those of us who spend time reading and we pay attention to details, when you go to take some medication, you pick it up from the pharmacy. I believe you get a bag, regardless of where you got it from, and it says something like, these are the side effects, right? Okay, so they list a million side effects. If you have asthma and you're taking asthma medication, one of the side effects is a damn asthma attack. If you have asthma and you're taking asthma medication, one of the side effects is tightening of the lungs and heart and chest tightness. So sometimes the actual symptoms that you get are caused by the actual medication that's supposed to be salvaging the symptoms. Reason why I say that is everything in life is like that. Okay? Depending upon how you look at it, Sisterlocks will pull your hair out. Depending upon how you look at it, Sisterlocks will help your hair to grow. It depends on how you look at it. And I'll get to that later if I remember. What I'm saying is this. When they put those side effects up there, the other thing you'll realize is those statistics or that data has come from a population sample. Okay, if you took a statistics class, you know a population sample is a group of people who they study. And they apply the results within that group of people to the larger population. So we study 100 people. We find out people with thinning hair, when they get Sisterlocks, it thickens up. So we say, okay, if there are 1,000 people, there's a likelihood that 100 of them, because that's still 10%, will have their hair become thicker. And we use that data. We don't say 90% of people who get Sisterlocks won't have thicker hair, even though that's the other side of it and that's the other truth. We say 10% because we need to sell it, okay? So the other thing about that is when you are getting that sampling, the purpose of getting the sampling is for what? To apply it to a larger group, but also you're motivated as the person selling the product to give the statistic in a particular way. You give it in the way that benefits you the most. The same way you heard me say 10% versus 90%, right? So most of the side effects say these are the most common side effects, and they'll group them. Some of them will say, but the side effects above are the least common, or they're very rare. Most people aren't going to have chest tightness, in other words. Most people aren't going to have an asthma attack, whatever the list is. So you say, okay, well, most of the people don't have it, so it's safe for me. but you're not most of the people, nor are you the other extreme. You are you. So regardless of what that company said, whether or not it's going to affect you is an individual thing. Same thing holds true with Sisterlocks. Now, I'm going back to the example about the pharmaceutical. I go to a discussion group, right? And there are a million people that I can talk to on a discussion group. I can go in and see all the threads of the people who have taken, let's say, for example, tramadol for the last 15 years. And everybody's information that I read is complaining about the fact that they had withdrawal problems after trying to stop tramadol within a week. They had withdrawal problems. However, the literature that tramadol puts out says that this is a rare symptom. Yet, when I go in and I talk to actual people, remember discussion groups, just like YouTube channels, liken them to discussion groups. You're getting my actual experience. When you see these channels, you're getting their actual experiences. Now, which do you choose to believe? Do you believe Sisterlocks, the pharmaceutical company, or do you believe Tunisia Ali or Really Raven or Sisterlocker 2018 because they're telling you their experience? Well, as far as I'm concerned, if you're smart, you're somewhere in the middle. You listen to what Sisterlocks brand says because that's the way they think their product will work on the greatest number of people. But you listen to these other stories and you recognize that these stories represent the individual breakdown of how the implementation of the Sisterlocks can affect someone. And then you decide which is more in line with you. That's the same thing you have to do with Sisterlocks. All right? You cannot assume that because the locks look some way on one person, they're going to look some way on you. Nor can you assume, I met two people yesterday at JJU. I met another lady that had Sisterlocks as well. And we went through each other's hair. Of course, I was doing what I usually do. You guys know what I do. Oh, do you get cotton? Oh, I'm dealing with cotton and blah, blah, and da, 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 da. Okay? I told her that I'm starting to realize that the knots themselves have cotton in them. And when the hair starts to knot up, you can feel sure that you have cotton in it. And that's just one of the ways. So she says, yeah, I was wondering about these knots. And she starts going through her hair. She said, I was wondering about these knots. Okay. That's my particular story. You will have people tell you that you should not use any oil in your hair. Sisterlocks, the website tells you that, for example. If you listen to that and your hair needs oil, you're going to find your hair in distress. Now, who gets to decide whether or not your hair needs oil? Sisterlocks, your loctician, or you? Hopefully, if you're lucky, you and your loctician will agree. All right? If not, then you have to toe the line and you have to make the decision for yourself, right? Yeah, you have to make the decision for yourself because it's your hair. And you know best. You know best. Not your loctician and not anybody else. You know best because you've been living with your hair for your whole life. And no matter what anybody says, you know what your hair does. If I know this is my area of dandruff, and it's been that way since I was a kid, and no matter what I did, it got worse when I came to Atlanta because of the mineral makeup of the water here. And when I started using my solution, it stopped. I know it wasn't the Sisterlocks that caused it to stop. I know it was my solution, right? That's me. That's me. That's what I choose. So it's up to you to figure out what works for you. And the reason why I keep saying this is because I hear people get on other people's channels. They get upset about what people say. They say things like, don't blame it on the Sisterlocks brand because somebody else out there did this and somebody else out there did that. Okay, don't blame it on the brand, but here's what I want you to think about. And this is where it gets tricky, but I'm always into, my husband says the devil is in the details. I'm always into the looking at it inside, outside, underneath, on top, because that's how my mind works. Yes, don't take it out against the Sisterlocks brand, but also Sisterlocks needs to be careful about how they phrase particular bits of information because of the range in which people will interpret things and the degree to which they will go and the decisions they will make. Sisterlocks themselves Sisterlocks, the brand, needs to be careful about how they put out information. And I'm going to give you an example. And this is not even the content of the video. I told you I have several videos. They have something on their website, and I don't want to get off of this particular one. They have a statement on their website that says, frequently asked questions. Let me go to it. That way nobody can say I didn't read directly from what I saw, and that way it doesn't have to be hearsay. Okay, they have a page that talks about the basics. Now, the website is severely lacking. For such a huge brand, for such market coverage, the website is ineffective, it's inefficient, it's out of date, it's underfurnished in terms of information, and it is, I don't even know the words for it. Not to criticize it, but I'm stating a fact, because just having been apprised of some of the issues you all deal with being on the channel, I know I can't find even a smidgen of those answers on that website, and you all have shown me how common some of your concerns are. So for a brand that takes responsibility for that brand to some degree and will sue you for certain things because of that brand proprietary information, they need to have more information on the site. And this is why I realize people keep saying to me, the secrets, there are all these secrets in the Sisterlocks community, and they call some of us stuck up. And what I have to say to the stuck up piece is, judge the individual, not the locks. If they're stuck up, trust me, before they got their locks, they were a jerk. Anyway, when they got their locks, your locks are only going to make you more of who you already are. Just like money. Money doesn't ruin people. Money makes people more of who they already are. So this is what is said on the frequently asked question. All right. The question was at the bottom, will Sisterlocks cause my hair to break or thin? Okay, for most people, they would assume that question meant, if getting locks, when I get them installed, will it cause my hair to break off or thin in the Sisterlocks process while I have them? Most people would probably interpret it like that. So this response is fine. It says just the opposite. Sisterlocks is a gentle technique that requires no chemicals, no excessive tightening, and causes no damaging abrasion to the hair or scalp. You will find that with regular care, your locks will grow and grow and your styling options will increase. Do I agree with that? 100%. However, how many people will look at this, and because of what I found today, I know this is true. How many people will look at this question and assume it to mean Sisterlocks will make my hair grow, like maybe individual braids, and when I take my Sisterlocks out, my hair will not break or thin? You see the difference? And so when they get their Sisterlocks, the hair starts growing, it gets so long, oh my goodness, it's beautiful, and they decide they want to take them out because now they want to wear this long, gorgeous, my luxurious locks loose. So they go to take them out, and they lose half of their length and more than half of their volume, and now they are livid. Okay, this is a common story. Who's to blame? They listen to Sisterlocks, right? This is what I'm talking about. This is where the problem lies. They listen to Sisterlocks, but they forgot their common sense. They forgot their common sense. You and me both know if you get any type of braids and you leave them in for a long period of time and you cut them out and you take them out, or you don't cut them off, you take them out, individuals, you're going to lose tons and tons and tons of hair. I used to redo mine every 2.5 to 3 months, and I would lose tons and tons of hair. And I was putting them in to grow them in between wearing hair weaves and the box braids when I was in college and doing other people's hair as well. I was putting them in to grow my hair. But I also knew when I took them out, I was going to lose a lot of hair and my hair wasn't going to be strong. And that once I took them out, I was going to have to spend quite a bit of time doctoring my hair up to keep the length that I had. Now, I didn't lose as much length as I did thickness, which still means my hair thinned out, right? I only had them in for a few months, but do that for a year or two even with your individual braids, putting them in, taking them out, and you will grow length, but you're going to lose some of that in terms of thickness and even some of the length. Or it's going to be very weak, and when you take them out, you know that if you want to keep that length, you've got to strengthen your hair so you're not out of the woods. Compound that with locks, where the hair is matted, tangled, you haven't lost any dead hair. That's the reason why it's thicker, people. It's thicker here. It gets thicker at the scalp for a lot of us too. I'm going to be adding new ones in here because I'm growing new hair here that wasn't there before. I'm going to be adding some more over here because this is filling in. So my hair is getting thicker, and yours will too. But when you take them out, you will lose hair. You will lose over half of it. You will lose the length. You will lose the thickness. I'm going to show you how much hair you're going to lose from one dread, whether you believe you got cotton or not. Let me show you something. I just remembered I saved this for y'all. I hope I did. I didn't. Doggone it. I went on a cleaning spree, and I'm a bit OCD, so I threw it away, but there'll be plenty more because I'm constantly taking out cotton. I lost this much, this thick, a big wad of hair, okay, on 2 locks. All right? It was full of cotton. Probably you could say 1/8 of it was cotton, but it looked like too much to me. It looked like a lot. So I'll say it again. Your locks have cotton because the cotton helps the hair to lock. Under the knots is where the hair has wrapped around the cotton, and it's gotten a little hard, or the lint, whatever you want to call it. In the areas of your hair where there's less lint, your lock is more like this. In the areas where it's thicker on the ends, right here, you got cotton in there, you got lint, but you also have it throughout the lock. Now, that's why I'm battling lint. Am I trying to ever get it out? I know it's not coming all out. I'm just trying to keep it to where I can't see it when I'm walking down the street. So I say this, lovely, lovely, beautiful women who continue to watch and support this channel, and I love you for it. I love you all. We are getting close to 3,000 soon. I think we're getting something like 600 and something subscribers every week now, and it's because of you. And I want to thank you for that. I'm so humbled, and I'm so grateful to have an opportunity to just talk and to do something that I enjoy. And I wish I had the time to do more videos. Right now, I'm barely getting one a week out, and I want to try to maintain that schedule as much as possible. And I think that's good. I don't want to overload you with videos. I think too much of anything is going to dilute the concentration of it. You put too much water and sugar, you put too much sugar and water, it's going to dilute the concentration of the water or the sugar, depending upon how you're looking at it. So I think 1 a week or 1.5 a week or 2 is still okay. When I say 1.5, I just mean 1 where I'm not talking as long. So the point of this video is to help you to understand that whatever Sisterlocks says, Sisterlocks is a business, and that is their experience with people on that population sample. A lot of what you see on the Sisterlocks site, I'm sure, as with anything else in life, I can only go as deep as I have gone within myself. I can only counsel you as deep to your shadow work to the extent that I've gone as deep. I can only tell you about my experiences in Africa because of the countries I've been to. I can't talk about Botswana because I only went to Kenya, right? So Mrs. Dr. C will tell you what her experiences was while she researched the product or the product line, the brand installed in her hair. And then with the members or the individuals that she began to branch out with little by little, the experiences that they had. But that should not cause you to mistakenly apply those results in your mind to your hair and think that you are going to have those results. This is the other reason why I tell people, don't let anybody tell you that you don't have Sisterlocks. Because in actuality, what are Sisterlocks? You have to examine that question. You got to ask yourself that question. And that's not something I'm going to talk about right now. I'll get to that in another video because that's subjective. But the bottom line is If they tell you that the starter shampoo is the only shampoo that will keep your locks from slipping and you believe that, and that's what you decide to do and it works for you, that's fine. But that doesn't mean that if someone else uses a shampoo with a similar constituency, one that does not soften the hair, one that roughens the cuticle, maybe a clarifying shampoo, and they have the same result, that they are wrong and you are right. It doesn't mean that. It just means exactly what it means. It worked for you and this worked for that person. The same is true with the oil. The same is true with the itchy scalp. The same is true with color. The same is true with anything else. You guys know I deliberately go in and I open my ends up. The parts of my hair that start to lock at the ends, I don't like it. I go in and I open them up. Now, because I go in and open them up, I have to go in and watch for unraveling. And I'm going to do a video about this for those of you who don't go in and open them up, but you have open ends anyway, because it does affect the integrity of the lock if you don't go in and do certain things. And I don't want you going to see your, it's Lint, isn't it? Yep, look at that. I don't want you going to see, wait, I don't think that's Lint. Is that Lint? Yep. I don't want you going to see your loctician, look at that, and going every day and paying good money, and you have open ends and the integrity of your lock is not intact, and you're waiting for her to tell you, do you mind if I fix these locks? Because 9 times out of 10, if she ain't me, she ain't going to tell you that. I'm kidding. 9 times out of 10, if you're not dealing with somebody of high ethical standard, somebody who doesn't need the Sisterlocks brand to tell them how to do a good job, but they do it because of spirit, they do it because of what's in their heart, then you don't have to worry about it. But if you don't have somebody like that, you have to watch them. Okay, I heard somebody today say that you're supposed to get a retightening for free, and I couldn't find this at the Sisterlocks site, which is why I say it should be easy to find if that's the truth, and I'm going to go back and look. You're supposed to get a free retightening with your Sisterlocks payment the first time around. I may have, I don't think so, but I don't remember. It's been 7 years. Maybe I did. I also heard them say that you're supposed to go back. Well, her loctician consultant told her you're supposed to go back within 3 weeks. And if you don't come back, if you come back the 3rd week in 2 days, you're going to pay for it. What is that? If somebody tells you that, are you going to want that person working on your hair? You mean to tell me that I'm supposed to come back within 3 weeks, and the meaning you take from that is if I don't come back in 21 days, which is 7 times 3, I'm going to have to pay, rather than understanding that the first retightening is supposed to be free, and whenever I come back, it should be free. What difference does 3 weeks make? Maybe it does make a difference if you're a loctician consultant and there's a difference between 3 weeks and somebody coming back in 4.5 weeks. Educate me. I don't mind being educated. But as I told you, when it comes down to it, I'm going to form my own opinion, and I'm going to go from there. And it's up to you to form your own opinion as well. I hope that you all benefited in some way from this video. My only goal was to remind you that information is golden. All right, and we have to pursue knowledge from the cradle to the grave. And that anytime somebody is providing a service for you, especially something that is such an investment as this, get as much information as you can from as wide a degree of sources as you can, because everybody's experience will be different. There are people who come on this channel who told me they've had locks for numbers and numbers of years, and they've never heard this or they've never heard that, or this gave them a different way to look at it. Well, that's because of my experience, and it's because of the information I try to find out for the benefit of you ladies on this channel. So hopefully that comes over, and it doesn't come over that I'm bashing the brand. I'm talking about logical reasoning here. This is really logical thinking. That's it. It's not about bashing the brand. I'll say it again. I have every bit of respect for Dr. Cornwell. I really do. She's done a phenomenal job. She had the sense to take her creativity and get it patented and monetize her passion, which is what I'm all about. I have no problem with that whatsoever, and I respect it, and I have been a beneficiary of it, so who am I to complain? All right? But again, just here to give a little balance to the situation. Tanisha Ali, this video turned out to be much longer than it was supposed to. I'm sending love, light, laughter, and Reiki to you. See, this channel makes me happy. My arms stop hurting. It's been hurting It stopped hurting while I talk to you. Lovely ladies. The love is real. I love you. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful evening and find your abundance.